Blaze said, how was my candle, beautiful soul? I'm going to do my second one by the end of January. I'm gonna get with you. I'm gonna get with you, Vita. I'm gonna get with you. You said emphasis on the baked. Nah, for real. Peace, y'all. Welcome in to all of you, new and true, to the Crystaline Mars Show. I'm your co-host, Mrs. Duüblé Jones. I am the lady with the stones to come here and to leave us alone. I feel really bright. I feel really light, and I'm gonna blame it on a moo dress. Moo got milk, bitch. I need to get some more like colorful ones because I really like it. But y'all meet us here every night. We grow live on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. I'm no longer saying what time we going live because at this point we getting here. We're gonna be here before 9, okay? Dang, we're gonna be here before 8:45, okay? But anyways, y'all meet us here on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. But that's why I need y'all to turn notifications on so you don't miss a beat. Bon appetit, because you know we gonna eat. Ashi. Also, head over to the website, CrystalineMars.com. We do have our 20% off. Let me show y'all the stone of the day. Give me one sec. We got this beautiful baby boo. We got this beautiful baby boo. Amethyst. She is the stone of the day. For the next 48 hours, she is on sale for 20% off, marking her down to $140. And you'll get free shipping for all U.S. orders over $75, right? So available on CrystalineMars.com. You know your amethyst is great for those of you who battle with anxiety, depression, to those of you who struggle with sleeping. That's the piece for you, okay? And it's also good for spiritual protection as well. And so CrystalineMars.com, you can get all of your spiritual jewelry. Thank y'all. As well as you can book your personal services using the promo code LOVE. You can get 25% off. Our sale is going to be coming to a close in just a few days. On this upcoming Tuesday, the 31st, our sale is going to end for the 25% off the services as well as the personal rituals, okay? Thank y'all for bearing with me. Y'all have been coming through when it comes to y'all personal rituals. I've been burning candles, working rituals around the clock. And so thank y'all for y'all patience, even when it comes to me giving you your recap at the end of your burn. So thank y'all for your orders. Thank y'all for your patience and grace. And the 25% off of the personal rituals will also end on the 31st of December. No promo code required. CrystalineMars.com. What else we got? Is that everything? I believe so. I believe so. If y'all didn't check out the video, please do so on our YouTube channel. I just dropped most recent channel message tarot reading on our YouTube. So head over there if you hadn't already and get what you need. But we're going to go ahead and get started with this segment of the night, which is the first segment of the night, which is the message of the day. Peace to y'all on YouTube, Phenomenal Woman and Nagwinika is how you looking, sister, glowing. Life's looking good on you. Ashe. You watched it this morning? Ashe. Graffiti said, I'm booking a Heal the Past ritual. Might be cutting it close to the end of the sale time. Okay, that's all right. So, hold on, let me take a sip real quick. So, today, y'all, there may be something that is really, really, really on your mind. This does feel like it's residual energy from yesterday. If y'all were not here yesterday, definitely run back last night's live. Last night's collective reading was hitting. It was hitting the spot, right? And so this could be connected to a decision that you've made or a decision that you're making. Some of y'all are at crossroads and this thing may be really just on your mind, right? And so today I was listening to my Pandora and I was thinking about that yesterday because I was talking about Christianity and how I was born and raised a Christian. And I was saying how when I did choose my spiritual route, there were certain things that I took from my Christian upbringing. And one of those things is I'm still going to rock and I'm going to lean to some gospel music. Okay. When there's gospel songs that are really heavy on Jesus, 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 I don't really like to listen to those ones, even though I don't dislike Jesus, but the ones when they be like, just giving Jesus all the glory and Jesus all the praise. Like, it's just a heavy Jesus song. I don't really like resonate with those ones. But the ones when they just keep it kind of general, where they just be saying God, or they may say Jesus a few times, I'll be like, all right, that's cool. But it's some gospel songs that I still be leaning to and I be rocking to. And so today, one of the songs came on when I was riding, and the song that came on was, the gospel song that came on was The Best Is Yet to Come by Donald Lawrence, right? And I'm just jamming. And so towards the end of the song, I really got into it, and it just started really resonating with me, because at the end of the song, they kept repeating, you ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing yet. Down. You ain't seen nothing. Down. You ain't seen nothing yet. Yeah, they just kept repeating it. And it was like such a vibe. And I was really getting into it because the beat dropped and everything. So I'm like in the car like this, right? And I was like, I gotta run this back. So I ran it back. And my spirit just led me to look at the lyrics. And I was like, woo! Them lyrics was a mouthful. And this has to do with what's in store for you. And again, when it comes to what's in store for you, when it comes to your desire, your dream life, when it comes to your dream lover, when it comes to all of these things, this abundance that's here for you, it's a matter of a choice. You said Settle Here by Murphy is a good one. I don't think I heard that one. But I had screenshot the lyrics, and I'm about to read it because it was a whole mouthful. And I was like, let me just. So it says, hold on my sister, hold on my brother, don't give up. This is the message. Hold on my sister, just look up. There is a master plan in store for you if you just make it through. God's gonna really blow your mind. He's gonna make it worth your time. For all of your trouble you've been through, the blessings doubled just for you. Oh. God's gonna really blow your mind. He's gonna make it worth your time. For all of the trouble you've been through, the blessings doubled just for you. The best is yet to come. Today is the first day of the best days of your life. You ain't seen nothing. You said better than good to me? Yes, that came on today too. So I was like, okay. So I played that on repeat for a long time. Somebody worked at a grocery store, or somebody worked at Target or Kroger. But that came on, right? And then right after that, God Blocked It by Kurt Carr came on. And so there's definitely, that was a message in itself. Like, you know, some of y'all may feel a little overwhelmed or be grieving when it comes to certain things, but God is blocking certain things. Your higher self is blocking certain things, you know, and you may have been holding on to something. You may have been waiting for something, and, you know, maybe the universe gave you a little leeway with thinking that you was about to run with it, and then the path got blocked. And so it was definitely for your highest good here. So just trust unfolding. And it was some more songs that just started playing after that too. I didn't jot all of them down, but it was like a story that Spirit began to speak through the different songs that were playing. And so that may be a message for y'all too when it comes to the music that you listen to, right? Choose the vibe, choose the music that resonates with you, that is giving you food, fuel, life, you know, good energy, right? And so just check into the vibe. But there is so much that you have not seen yet. There's so much, like we talked about yesterday, that you may be trying to figure out when it comes to the details. And like the song said, it's the master plan is already written out. You just got to get there. You just got to get there. Okay, so let's keep on walking, and you ain't seen nothing yet. When it came to the title as well that was in the lyrics, today is the first day of the best days of your life. There could have been some things, some decisions that some of y'all have made, right? And that today is not only speaking of today in this moment. Today is whatever day you choose, right? That moment, that day that you choose you, that day that you choose what's in alignment for you, that day you choose to say no to something that doesn't serve you or whatever, that is the day. Those are the days that you're resetting, that you're restarting and aligning with the best days of your life. And at the moment, the moon is in Sagittarius. The moon did move from Scorpio earlier today, and it transited into Sagittarius not too long ago. And so with the Scorpio, that represents the darkness, that represents the muck, that represents the transformation. And with the moon now being in Sagittarius, you know, we are also moving into the new moon. We're in the new moon, the Capricorn new moon energy. And the new moon is all about new beginnings, right? All about planting seeds and setting intentions. And so there's going to be a lot of newness, all right? A lot of newness that you are going to be resonating with, a lot of newness that you're going to be opening up to and desiring, okay? And this is just the beginning, and you ain't seen nothing yet, okay? So that's the message of the day, and we're going to go ahead and get into tarot tea time. You, in meantime, if y'all would like any personal readings, any live readings, you can go ahead and send your love offerings in. It is a $15 minimum. The maximum is whatever you desire. And I'm going to go ahead and get into the collective. So let's go ahead and get our heart checks in. Everybody drop a heart so we may synchronize our energy and tap in for this message. Did I get a love offering earlier from somebody? Or I think that was yesterday. Graffiti said earlier, I want to screenshot that so I can check that song out. Graffiti said, I got to do better on watching your YouTube videos. It's okay. You'll get to the message whenever it's for you, you know? So if you didn't look at it when it came out, that means in that moment it won't for you. So you'll definitely, Spirit gonna definitely pop it on your timeline, on your feed when it's time for you to see it. No, I did not get any love offerings tonight. Okay. So let's go ahead and get into the collective perspective. Hey, Guave. How was your birthday, babe? Okay. Nashe, peace, y'all. Kenyatta said, oh, Lord. Barry White is not gospel. Yeah, I don't know what they're talking about. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Peace, sunlight. The artist, hey, babe. The artist, you been gone. Where you been? Yup, where you been? Y'all think I don't be knowing when y'all don't be in the room. I be knowing. Y'all energy be speaking volumes. I be feeling the void. But welcome in. Thanks for joining us today. And thank y'all for the likes. And if you can get the likes up on YouTube, please and thank you. So, I was led to pull from the unveiled deck. So, let's see what we got here for us. Y'all get y'all oracle decks on CrystalineMars.com. Bobby said, hi, Duüblé. My birthday was wonderful. Thank you for the shout out and the wonderful read. Of course, I love you. Someone just placed an order. Shout outs to the lovely who just placed an order. I could not see who it was. All right. The artist said, I was on your YouTube. Oh, why? Oh, why? You wanted them comments, though? You ain't saying nothing, though, but it's okay. You was getting what you needed. Shay, peace, Keith. All right. Trip Tat said, what does it mean when you eat in your dreams? You're eating in your dreams. I don't think it means anything. You love your deck? Sashay! You've been still rocking with the OG deck. Let's see what we got here. What does the collective need to know right now? All right. A wolf in sheep's clothing. Boundaries up. Don't reveal all that you know. Take notes of the signs and synchronicities that show. For you, this shift will not be abrupt. So with the boundaries up, I keep reminding us, you know, that we are in this Capricorn energy, and it is reminding us the importance of boundaries. The importance of boundaries when it comes to financial boundaries, when it comes to physical boundaries, emotional boundaries, spiritual boundaries, mental boundaries, and calling for us to just really reevaluate what boundaries we have set. Right? What boundaries do we maybe need to adjust, but ultimately reminding us the importance of them. Okay. If you don't make things clear, you're going to leave room for confusion here. So with the wolf in sheep's clothing, there may be some kind of deception. This does not have to be only towards a person. This can be the spirit of deception that's just showing up when it comes to maybe blocking your third eye, right? you know, altering your vision in some way, shape, or form here, but don't reveal all that you know. You know, there may be some things that you need to keep on the low. Take notes of the signs and synchronicities that show. Like I said, Spirit may be speaking to you through music, through different conversations. And we got for you, this shift will not be abrupt. So I talked about this last night when I said that I did feel that for the collective, first of all, 2025, you know, that's going to be a year of massive transformation and closeout of karmic cycles for a lot of us. But I did channel that in the Aquarius season, there will be a lot of unexpected shifts, but some of you are going to expect these things. You may not know exactly how it's going to come into fruition, but you're going to be like expecting stuff. So when, you know, hats do drop, when balls do drop, when tables do turn, you're going to be like, okay, this is what Duüblé was talking about, or okay, this is what Spirit was talking about, or okay, this is what my dream was about. This is what my card pull, you know, my reading was about, right? So it's going to make sense. Okay, but I do have an exercise on this card that I would love to do with you all right now. If you don't mind, if you'd like to join, you can. It's a really quick exercise. That's why I recommend y'all get y'all Oracle decks, because some of the cards do have exercises, and why not? Okay, so if you want to join this quick exercise, all you need to do is just close your eyes, and if you don't, that's okay. You can keep your eyes open and look at me or whatever you want to do, but close your eyes and just breathe. Relax. And I want you to visualize what appears to be a sheep. Visualize what appears to be a sheep. And look intensely at this sheep. Look this sheep in the eyes. You have nothing to fear. And so as you are looking at this sheep in the eyes, I want you to check your posture. Are your shoulders slouched? Do you feel nervous? Can you look the sheep dead in the eyes? Straighten up. Embody this fearlessness that you have, that you are, because your soul is not scared. These are human feelings. So let them fleet. And as you look at this sheep intensely, visualize or look at this sheep until its skin begins to melt away. Its false skin, its costume begins to melt away, exposing the truth. Okay? Exposing the wolf that it is. And so continue to look at this sheep, forcing it to show itself. No longer falling victim to manipulation and deception and the trickery. And once you have forced this wolf to show itself, you may then either choose to walk away. You can turn your back on it, fearing not that it will attack you. You can put a collar around it, because this sheep is paralyzed in a sense. This sheep was never, this wolf, my apologies, this wolf was never powerful as you thought it was. This wolf is not strong like you thought it was. And it cannot run in this moment because it's caught red-handed. So at this moment, if you'd like to put a collar on it, you can. And you can attach it. You can attach the collar to maybe a stable or something that's near to keep it secured. Whatever you want to do with the wolf, the choice is yours. So I'm going to give you a few seconds to do whatever you may, or to just walk away, or to run it off, or whatever you want to do. And I allow you to now, I hold space to allow you to do what you need to do in this moment. Reclaiming your power. And when you are done, you may slowly open your eyes and meet us here on the other side. Y'all drop a wolf emoji or any kind of emoji that you'd like when you come back. All right, just give me one more for the collective. Thank you. We have the deeper the roots, the taller the tree. Remember where you came from. Be grounded in the midst of chaos, tranquility. Okay. So with the deeper the roots, the taller the tree, that's heavy, heavy, heavy Capricorn energy. So a lot of y'all are going to feel more strong, feel more responsible, or it may be brought to the surface where some weaknesses are. And these weaknesses may just be you wanting to show up and say yes to certain things. You said the wolf ran. Wow. Wow. Get the fuck out my face. You thought it was, bitch. But some of y'all, you know, let's say you have a really big heart and you love to help in whatever way you can. You love to stretch yourself thin, bitch, thin as paper, okay? And so there may be things coming to the surface now where people may be asking you things, asking you for things, rather it's to show up in a certain way, rather it's to lend them something, and just things that you would typically say yes to. And you may find yourself being called to just not make a decision right then and to sit on it and then make the best decision that aligns with you and consider what you have going on here, and you feeling grounded in that decision and feeling strong and empowered to say no, or I can't, or I won't, or not right now, right? So a lot of y'all are going to feel that support from this Capricorn energy, which is why I love Capricorn energy. And the moon is going to be in Capricorn. So the moon is going to be entering Capricorn on Monday, if I'm not mistaken. I know it peaks on Monday, but wait, Friday, Saturday. Yeah, so maybe, I think it's Sunday night, early Monday morning, the moon will be entering Capricorn. So emotionally, you're going to feel more strong and more stable. Also, some of you are going to be definitely feeling the need to just talk, and you may not even necessarily want feedback. You may just find that there's just some things that you need to get out, right? So just asking your partner. I think the big thing is you first identifying with yourself, like, what do I need in this moment? Do I just need a listening ear, or do I want feedback? And then just making that clear before you start talking to your partner or your colleague or your friend or whatever, and just saying like, hey friend, or hey babe, I just need to talk. So if you could just hold space and let me get it all out, I'd appreciate that. But I do see a lot of you also. Thank you so much, Philip, for your love donation. I send it back times a million. So I do see that. I encourage that, okay, when it comes to this communication here. But definitely you need to make some wise decisions. So don't be impulsive. Don't be impulsive, okay? Melanie said, yes, I'm not doing it anymore, though. No longer overexerting myself. That. Phenomenal woman said, on your birthday, the new moon is on your birthday, 12/30. Beautiful. Beautiful. And merry early birthday, just in case you're not here. May you have an abundant year. All right. Let's see what we got here. And with this new moon energy, you definitely want to set your intentions. You want to be very specific when it comes to peace, sassy, ashe, when it comes to your finances. When it comes to your finances and how you manage your finances, what your financial goals are. Some of y'all definitely want to knock off some debt, pay some student loans. Like you just want to get up to where you can have money to stash and pay your bills. So just be very clear with those intentions that you set. Trip Tat said, I've been like that this week. Ashe. What's catching fire? That's an incense burning. All right, let's see what we got here. So we have Unbound, releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. This is so beautiful because we talked about this as we're closing out our last days in this year 8, this karmic ass, soul pattern ass year, right? So releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. Some of y'all really will benefit from a cut and clear personal ritual on CrystalineMars.com, a healing the past, a leave me the fuck alone. Okay, but nonetheless, I do see that you are breaking free from this karmic energy that has had a hold on you. Something had a tight grip on you. And you're seeing that, hey, this is actually a parasite. This is actually a leech. This is actually a vampire. This is actually a chain. This is actually a burden. This is actually a cross that does not have my name on it. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and free me to be me, right? So let's see what we got. Let's see. Let's get one more. All right. We have leap. You go first. The universe will catch you. You go first. The universe will catch you. This is literally, didn't I tell y'all today's message of the day felt like residual energy from yesterday? And yesterday's message was about you leaping, about you jumping. And then the card came out to confirm from our OG deck. It came out and it said, take a leap of faith, right? Jump first. The universe will catch you. And here it goes again. Leap. You go first. The universe will catch you. So with this unbound, some of y'all may be waiting. We talked about this yesterday. You're waiting for something. And it's like, you go first. Here you go. Because we waiting on you, right? Because I just see somebody double dutching, you know? And you over here like, all right, I'm going to jump in. I'm going to jump in. You going back and forth. Yes, no, stay, go. I don't know. I'm slow. And it's like, go, jump in, okay? So with this unbound, like I said, some of y'all are like, I'm ready to float. I'm ready to fly, because with both of these cards, it always feels like these cards, they're floating, they're flying. You see the moon here. So there could definitely be something that comes full circle within this next 2 to 3 weeks, right? Because the full moon is going to be peaking sometime like mid-January. So there could be some significance around January 11th as well. All right, so we got 2-2. That's it. We're done here. Let's see. Ashe. I love y'all. You said going to YouTube. TikTok was skipping. Okay, it's tripping. Let's see what we got here. So we have family. We have family and we have just me and you. Family and we have just me and you. So there could have been some things that you've been really, really, really working through when it comes to generational things, when it comes to healing things from your childhood or from your past, healing relationships and things like that, because it could have really been affecting you and your lover, or you and even just how you relate to people here. But I do see some sense of safety coming in for you, because in both of these cards, they are being held. They are both being held. And it's just feeling like the inner child and, a maturation that's happening right now. Right? So there may be some healing that's happening with you and a family member. There is some closeness that can now happen because something has been moved out of the way. Something has been moved out of the way that was blocking or creating, drama and problems and things like that. Let's see what else we have. Somebody is at the very end and it's getting really, really, really heavy and intense. It's almost over. You gotta you gotta run to the finish line. It's like you can see the finish line, but it's like, I don't know if I'm gonna make it. Somebody's like, I don't know if I'm gonna make it. I don't know if I'm gonna make it. And you are almost there, babe. The initials B, J may be significant. Amy may be significant. We have strategic. We have strategic here. Hey, the artist. So we have strategic. What's the strategic? And we have dreaming. Strategic, and we have dreaming here. Okay. So think about what you're thinking about. But also, some of y'all are going to have some very profound downloads or visions or dreams that's going to help you with this planning. But this does feel like somebody thinking about their dream life, their dream love, and you're seeing it and you're like, I'm about to start giving my energy to it. Somebody may be working with Blue Lotus or plant medicine as well to really like activate like your third eye and just connect deeper. Somebody loves tigers. I'm not scared of lions and tigers and bears, but I'm scared of loving you. Jasmine Sullivan. Okay. I like this, y'all. We using all the bags. We using all the bags. You're drinking Blue Lotus tea right now. Ashe. All right. What else we got? And honestly, it does feel like with this strategic and dreaming, some of you definitely need to ground yourself and root yourself, because with this dreamy, it does feel like a little flighty here. So, yeah, so there may be some things that you really need to be practical about or just logical about when it comes to what you see, right? Or just being honest about the necessary steps that will be required. Like, let's say you have a dream to be a artist on the stage, and you're just like, oh, I see myself on the radio or whatever, and it's like, yeah, that may be a thing, but what are the steps that are gonna have to be taken? You know, you gotta first get the product, you gotta make the songs, there's steps, whatever that is for you. Like, be real when it comes to the steps that need to be taken, and it's just this energy of like, be realistic whilst also allowing your imagination and visualization to help you with grounding something. But there are some strategic planning or some strategic steps that need to be considered when it comes to this. Yeah, because it does feel like you may have a vision or something and you may want it all to manifest at once or in this one way. And it's like, you may have to first start at the bottom or, you know, build your way up, and that's okay. You said I smoked some Blue Lotus last night. Ashe. I never got to smoke Blue Lotus. Like, I never did. By the time I got introduced to Blue Lotus, I wasn't smoking anymore. That's it we got. Okay, we have Obatala here. So that's that wisdom. That's that crown chakra energy. As well. So some of you may have been fasting from certain things. Some of you thought you were, because speaking of the smoking, some of y'all were like, oh, I'm never smoking again, or I'm never drinking again, or I'm never doing mushrooms again. And for some of you, that may be a thing that you just choose to not do or indulge in again. But for some of you, there was a cycle that you closed up right there. You may have been fasting from it for a long time, and you may find that this can be a tool for you, because you know, alcohol is a tool. Marijuana is a tool. Everything outside of us is a tool, but maybe you weren't using it as a tool. It was using you as a tool, right? And you were maybe dependent on it or just irresponsible when it came to consumption. But with this, and even if it's not, you know, plant medicine or anything along those lines, this could be just something that you fasted from, something that you took a break from. Because for some of you, it's even sex, right? Some of you is even sex where you were like, you know what? I'm going to take a break. I'm not going to masturbate. I'm not going to do any of these things. I'm just going to hone my energy into other things and just like, I'm going to do it different. I'm going to use this energy differently. And that was a takeaway. And now you've gained the wisdom. You know how to use a tool. And you have a certain level of discipline. And so now you may find that it might start resonating with you again, and you may revisit some things. So to those of you who that does resonate with, don't beat yourself up and feel like you did something wrong because you are choosing to pick something back up. It may really just assist you in this season of your life. And that may be something that you're seeing too, to not be so religious when it comes to your mindset of, oh, I'm not doing this ever again, or I'm only doing that. And it's like, there are seasons and there are cycles. And at the end of the day, spirituality is a spiral. It is cyclical. So there are some things that you may revisit. You will revisit. Okay, some things, right? So we have Obatala here. So some of y'all are in that season right now where you're fasting from certain things, just so maybe certain detoxes can happen, certain cleansing can happen, which will allow for certain wisdom and activations to happen so you can move forward. And some of you are moving into that era where it's like now it's time to apply the wisdom, right? But we also have Iyami, okay, the goddess Iyami, and it reads, Iyami, the collective of divine feminine forces, holds the power of life, death, and fertility, blessing or punishing as they see fit. Their guidance urges you to honor your inner wisdom, trust your intuition, and respect the balance between nurturing and power. Okay, so with this, it does feel like you definitely want to make sure you bring in this balance when it comes to your approach. Okay, because it could backfire on you if you do like just go too hard, or if you do, because what I just saw was I saw a child. So this could have to do with somebody's child and how you parent, how you parent, because I just seen like a parent just like really being super hard and exerting power, exerting power when it comes to this child. But it's like, okay, but the nurturing, don't forget about the nurturing. Okay, and this could have to do with yourself as well, when it comes to how you speak to yourself, when it comes to you sitting with certain decisions that you have made or certain decisions that you're making. Like, don't punish yourself, don't beat yourself up, don't forget to nurture yourself. Okay, I do see somebody dropping their guard as well when it comes to just fighting or maybe even protecting yourself. And it doesn't feel like you're not protecting yourself, but it's like it's somebody's moving into an energy where you're covered. You're covered, so you're not paranoid, you're not on edge, you're not defensive like you were in the past. I do see that. Did you get to see a graffiti? I did bring it back up. Somebody loves eating ice. I'm just seeing somebody love ice, like chewing on ice. And lastly, we have Lala. I'm going to show y'all so y'all can see, even though it is a little backwards. But it reads, Lala, the Orisha of justice and truth, is known for her swift and harsh punishment of wrongdoers, particularly those who break oaths or commit crimes. Her guidance reminds you to live truthfully and honestly, as justice will always be served under her watchful eye. Right? So some of you have really been battling some energy from like maybe a feminine energy, because the Iyami, this was speaking of the group of divine feminine, right? And some of you have been waiting for justice to be served, or you've just been hoping that somebody gets dealt with so they can leave you alone. And Iyami and Lala are coming through like it's taken care of. So it's just important that you continue to keep your hands clean, because karma is definitely paying a visit to a lot of people. Some people may not even be able to sleep. Doors of opportunities are closing for them, right? Somebody is definitely getting handed their ass for the decisions that they made in the past, and they may have thought shit was sweet. They may have thought they got away, but obviously not. Obviously not. Thank you, Ania. Okay, so we have occupation here, and we have change. Occupation, and we have change. So I do see somebody's focus shifting. You may still have certain things you got to do for work or certain obligations, but I do see you now putting your energy into other things, that's going to help facilitate this change. And this could be you doing more spiritual work, maybe. This could be you cleaning house, clearing house. This can be you searching for different homes, or just like looking online for inspiration. This could be you working on something that can help you get closer to what it is that you desire. But with this occupation and change too, I'm feeling the money. I don't know what this money energy is connected to yet. July 9th may be significant. March 4th may be significant. September 7th, April 3rd, March 9th. Okay, I said I felt the money. And the 8 card came out, which is Capricorn money. We have false person. Occupation, change, false person. So with this false person, this feels like the wolf in sheep clothing energy that we just, cleared out. But that's the deception here. That's the deception. Somebody may have burgundy hair or used to love burgundy lipstick back in the day. That feels like a throwback. Somebody used to love red or burgundy lipstick back in the day, like your early 20s or 30s or something like that. That's for my OGs, my well-seasoned lovelies. But with this false person and change in occupation, definitely there was some kind of illusion when it comes to what you're capable of or what you're capable of making. Somebody is about to change tax brackets here. Somebody is about to really manifest some money or manifest a job with some benefits. And that's going to be the thing that helps you with creating the reality that you desire, living a life that's worth living here. Somebody's belief systems are definitely about to be challenged here. Somebody is putting a lot of work in, or you have put a lot of work in, and you're just ready to reap the rewards or ready for things to settle down. August 9th may be significant. Yeah, we have bad health here. Okay. So yes, with this change, false person, occupation, bad health, like I said, I feel like somebody's going to be shifting their focus because you may have been working towards something or putting your energy or your focus on something that was draining you. Something that didn't make you feel good. Something that was just taking and taking and taking and taking and taking. Somebody was really taking, but you were giving. That's the thing about it. That's the thing about it. And so it's important that you don't get mad at nobody or you don't start blaming nobody, because lovely, you let them do it. You let them do it. You wanted it, right? This could be somebody who you had, maybe it was homie, lover, friends kind of energy where y'all had a situationship going on, but for real, on the low, you had feelings, but y'all agreement was strictly dickly, strictly clickly, and now you in love, and they like, well, you already knew what it was, and here you are looking crazy. You sick to your stomach. Some of you even have diseases or things come up because you chose to engage in, exchange energy, and it's like, you already knew with this false person. You saw the signs. And it don't have to be sex for everybody. It could be energy that you chose to exchange. This is somebody acting like they for you, but you knew that something in the milk won't clean. But instead, you just was like, I'm going to overlook that, or I'm going to ignore that, or maybe it's me, whatever lies you told yourself, and now it's like, it's some things that need to get shifted out. August 30th may be significant. January 3rd, March 9th. I said that again. So that March 9th, maybe, I don't know what's up with that. Yeah, we have the coffin. So it's definitely time to put something to rest. It's time to put something to rest. I just keep picking up on STD, a sexually transmitted disease. And that, again, we're going to transcend beyond the physical sexual intercourse in the way that you may be thinking. But this is a sacred energy exchange that brought dis-ease. A sacred energy exchange that brought disease onto you that had nothing to do with you, but because you were intertwining and entangling yourself, you got caught up in some stuff. Okay? But this is a closeout that's happening here. This is a closeout that's happening here. Okay? We just said that today. Today is the first day of the best days of your life. All right? Yeah. This is ending in a new beginning. Okay, what's this? We have house. This is beautiful because we have the card number 19 was the coffin and then moving into the house. So there is, once you put it into something, once you allow something to die off, because with the bad health, it's already trying to fall off. And as look at my hair wrap just came undone. So it's already something that is undoing itself. It is something that is coming down, crumbling down, right? And the moment you allow that, you will be able to move into this expansion with this house, right? Some of you may really need to cleanse your house or be mindful of who you allow in your house, right? There may be some bad juju spirits in your house that could be bringing issues when it comes to your health or the health of your relationship or something like that. So some of y'all may need to smudge and cleanse and hit them corners, right? But some of you want to move into a house or to just level up, because with this I'm saying level up. Somebody may have a desire to live on like a three-story townhome or something like that, or somebody does live on a 3rd floor, maybe significant 5th floor. What we got here? Beauty and the Beast. I'm seeing Beauty and the Beast, right? Somebody may be watching that movie soon, or there may be some significance with that when it comes to the love and the putting the heart, bringing the heart down. Some of you may have thought you could have changed somebody. Some of you may have thought you could have changed somebody, or you could have changed something, because with the Beauty and the Beast story, the Beast had to get somebody to fall in love with him for the rose, so the rose wouldn't die. Because if the rose died and he didn't fall in love with nobody, or nobody fell in love with him, he would have stayed a beast forever. And so there could have been some barriers or something that you was trying to like help somebody use. Like I'm gonna be the one to change, or I'm gonna be the one that that unlocked that part of you. And with this dead rose, it's like something is dying off. Something is dying off. The month of May may be significant. Somebody may have transitioned in May, or somebody's ancestor's birthday was in May. Or maybe even January. Aquarius energy, Gemini. They're coming through as well. Okay, we're done here. I said I felt the money, and the money is now here. We have the sudden wealth in reverse. We have the sudden wealth in reverse, but as I'm looking down, I see it upright. So there may be just something that you need to get to the root of, and then you'll be able to see like, okay, this is where I need to plant the seeds, or okay, this is where I need to go, or this is where I need to grow, so I may reap the fruits of my labor here. But with this 11, me looking down at the sudden wealth, I'm just seeing the earth. I'm just seeing the earth. So this is also just calling for you to use the tools and the resources. Some of y'all may want to start working with herbs, drinking your teas on purpose, speaking into your drinks and things like that. So this, the magical properties of these herbs can, work with you, right? Doing candle magic with herbs, gardening, planting, get some flowers around your house or whatever that may be, adding herbs to your meals, right? You may be heavy on the spices, but when it comes to the herbs, you're a little quiet. You may want to incorporate that, okay? But we have sudden wealth here, which is very beautiful. So yeah, this is like night and day, because we got the coffin and we got the sudden wealth. So some of y'all are also breaking some financial curses that you may have placed on yourself. Some of y'all definitely don't do well when it comes to managing your money or investing your money and things like that. And I see that coming to a close, because some of y'all are like, I want that house, or I want that house, or I want that car, or I want that 5-digit, 6-digit savings account for a rainy day. You know what I mean? And so you're seeing like, I gotta make the investments, or I gotta make the shifts. Blaze said, what are good herbs for tea? So downstairs, I got a whole plethora. I got like valerian root. I have all of the herbs. Well, I won't say all of the herbs because I don't drink parsley. I don't drink basil. I don't drink oregano. I eat those. But I mean, I'll post a picture. I'll post a picture, but it depends on what your intentions are, and that's going to determine what herbs you go for ultimately. But you can do your studies online and just look it up, you know, what herbs are good for so and so. But I have a whole herbal collection downstairs that I'll probably just take a picture of and add to the story later. So y'all check that out. But we about to be closing out. Brother Logas is going to be entering very soon. Peppermint, chamomile, rose, lavender, St. John's wort, valerian root. I always butcher it. Damiana, lemongrass, lemon balm, hibiscus, passion flower. It just depends on what you want. What we got here? Yeah, we got the Damiana. I think that's how you pronounce it. Comfrey. It just depends. All right. Ashe. Okay, so what fell out here, we have lucky shirt 0330. 0330 lucky shirt, and it reads, pursue your goals and get what you want. It will provide wonderful benefits for you and the people you hold dear. Your ability to communicate is improving at this time, which will make it easier for you to interact with a broad spectrum of individuals. Okay, so some of y'all, you know, you struggle when it comes to public speaking. You struggle when it comes to articulating your emotions, your thoughts, and things like that. And I do see that, as the cards say, that is something that you're working on. Rather it's you are actively doing throat chakra exercises, right? Burning your light blue candles, speaking your affirmations when it comes to the throat chakra, and even just choosing to have those conversations. Like I said earlier in the live, some of you will feel called to just like talk, like, babe, can you just listen? Like, you don't got to say nothing. What they say, listen and we don't judge. You can listen and you can judge. I don't care. I just need to talk. Like, I'm not asking for feedback. I really just need to talk. Right. So that some of y'all may find yourself moving into that. What else, y'all? I feel like we've been hitting all of the angles tonight. I don't think I've ever went through all of the decks like I have tonight. I think I done hit every deck, but I didn't hit Fortitude. Let me see what Fortitude got for us. Y'all get y'all Oracle decks on CrystalineMars.com. Let's see what we got. What we got, Fortitude. Somebody may be starting a tarot channel soon, or some kind of intuitive channeling in whatever way you do your work, whether it's healing, Reiki healing, ASMR, something like that. And I do see that being very successful as well, as long as you, it's just, you need to bring authenticity, of course, and creativity. Like, bring something different, do something different, have some kind of different approach. Rather it's you incorporate certain things or something like that. But I do see success there to those of you who are feeling that you want to start a YouTube channel or you already have one. Somebody is also going to be doing a lot of traveling as well. I channeled that last night because I was seeing like Paris and bitch, I was about to say Basil. Not Basil. Brazil, or like these different international like flights. So I do see that too. Some of you may just be wanting to get a passport very soon, but I did see that for whoever that is. I do see that in the lineup for you. And like we just talked about with this Capricorn energy, like, go ahead and start planning. Go ahead and put the money to the side, because one thing you know you're going to want to do is eat. One thing you know you're going to do is maybe get a souvenir or two, or, you know, do a little shop till you drop, or whatever it is, or you got to pay for the flight, right? You need clothes and stuff like that. So go ahead and start preparing. But we're going to close out with our Fortitude card. Okay. And it reads, in order to transcend A light heart is required. Close your eyes. Oh, let's do a heart check. This is a heart check. We did do the heart chakra exercise yesterday, but obviously it's exercise day, okay? It's exercise day because for our 42 deck as well, our exercise card came out. So in order to transcend, a light heart is required. Close your eyes and breathe into your heart chakra, visualizing a scale. A heart on one side and a feather on the other. What is your heart posture? So continue to visualize and see this clearly until you're able to see where your heart is in regards to weight. Is it heavier than the feather? Is it lower? That means it will be a little heavier. Is it balanced, light as the feather, or is it lighter than the feather? And once you see your heart scale clearly, you may open your eyes and meet us here on the other side. Ashe. And y'all drop a green heart in the comments to claim the energy of this message. And thank y'all for sharing this space. I'm about to go ahead and turn this thing on out, turn this camera around for the spiritual lesson. And Ashe. And for you, NGA, I'm going to go ahead and put you in timeout because you're doing the most. So we're just going to go ahead and put you in timeout so you can get your life. But you can still stay here. I'm not going to block you from the show, but you're definitely crowding up the commentary, the comments with shenanigans. So let me go ahead and take care of that real quick. Okay, there you go. All right. Flip camera. Flip camera. Can't keep running away. All right, y'all. Ashe. Oh, Asante.
Peace, family.
Grace.
Today's spiritual lesson comes from a movie that Will Smith did quite some time ago called The Legend of Bagger Vance, I believe, where he played a golf caddy. And he said in that movie, one of the lines he said was, "Some things can't be learned, they must be remembered." Some things can't be learned, they must be remembered. This is a very important concept when it comes to not only ascending but transcending, right? Because the major part of your transcendence is two things: activating all the genetic code in the body, and two, putting your soul back together again. Well, a lot of that you have to learn, right? We have to learn a lot of different aspects of spirituality, of the body, some you can read here and there different things and different concepts. But then there's a big portion of it, maybe it's half and half, I don't know the percentage of it. A big portion of it, though, you do have to remember. You have to actually remember who you are, remember all the aspects of your soul, remember all of your spiritual bodies, remember what you have gone through and experienced, remember ancient, super ancient, history that can't maybe quite be documented or documented as accurately or as detailed as we would like, right? So this is how you go through your past life regression type of deals and your meditations and your different connections in the meditation world with different spiritual beings and entities and gods and whatnot, right? So like the concept of getting in touch with your soul, how do you connect with your soul in the way that I've explained it yesterday, how I went into it. That wasn't something that was taught to me, that was something that I remembered. It was something that I discovered within myself, right? I remembered that my soul was locked away. I remembered that my soul had to be put together. I remembered that my soul looked a certain way or what have you. And through the healing process of my soul, the healing process wasn't necessarily healing like as far as putting a Band-Aid on or patching it or sewing together. Really, the healing process actually was just remembering. when it comes to healing the soul, you're actually just remembering the soul. You are reestablishing the members of your soul. You are just rediscovering what your soul once was when it was one, which happens to be the same process that we could say that the universe itself is going through, a remembering process. Ashe. So that's today's spiritual lesson. Some things can't be learned, they must be remembered. Now I'm going to the Q&A or any spiritual clearings. Ashe.
Ashe. Shout outs, Jasmine, for your order. She's one of our TikTok lovelies.
Shout outs to Jasmine.
And Miss Hope.
And to Miss Hope. Peace over to TikTok. Appreciate all the likes and the gifts. And peace over to YouTube. Appreciate all the likes, shares, subscribes, and super chats. And peace over to the OGs on IG. Graffiti says, like how Simba had to remember his bloodline after running away from his pride. Yes, exactly. Something like that. Simba had to remember who you are, the one true king. Even though I think Simba, that whole concept, because what isn't there a Scar movie, and in the Scar movie, Scar is actually the real one who is part of the bloodline, come from the blood lineage, and Mufasa was actually not part of the royal bloodline, so Simba technically would not be. Well, but you know, a new bloodline got started now with you know, Mufasa, and so, but that's an interesting concept and story. And it actually shows you or sheds light on that everything that's light has darkness and everything that dark has lightness. But that's the yin and yang. See, people look at the yin and yang concept and say half dark, half light, but they actually don't pay attention to the actual picture of the yin and yang. Within the yang, the light, there is the yin, the little dark spot. Within the yin, the dark, there is the yang, that light dot inside of it, right? Those are the hidden angles. So even on the yin side, there is still a yin and yang on that side. Even on the yang side, there is still yin over there as well. So it's like showing the, and really I think, to tell you the truth, I believe it's a never-ending cycle. So I would say, even within, I think more accurately, if you going within those spaces, that little black dot or that little white dot, there's another yin and yang assemblage going in there. It just keeps going on forever and ever. But that's just something that came to my mind. I'll give y'all another minute or two, see if anyone else has any questions, comments, or concerns. Otherwise, we can. Oh, it is Friday, right? It is face to face. See, it is face to face. Right. So, yeah, we can still do it. We can still do it if anyone wants to come on for the face to face Friday.
I forgot. Share space. Oh, we trade places like Usher. You know, you be on this side. Who joined in? Because I came back.
Probably Graffiti, I'm guessing. He's the one that remembered it, so.
Of course.
I'm assuming Graffiti's trying to hop on. Graffiti says, the only one that wants to join, you know. That's how it be.
At one point, they used to join. But not no more.
Yeah. It was before the change in times.
That was a different energy, too. That was back in the Fro days.
So Graffiti, if you, I see you already in there. I didn't see you was in there.
Oh.
It didn't give me the little notification.
Peace, tribe. Peace, y'all.
Peace, Graffiti.
Now I'm curious now. Like, what was the energy before when everybody used to join? Or used to want to join?
But you know, that was like when I still had my locks and you know, before the whole urban monk side started coming out, and you know, a lot of things. And after it really started happening after the
After the break.
after the eclipse.
Oh.
The eclipse on in April.
Yeah.
April 8th eclipse.
I think that was around the time where I found the page.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That's,
The figure.
yeah, there you go. Yeah. Oh.
I did do some meditating this morning.
Mm-hmm.
And a little bit of studies, you know, just to research into what the being, or who the being was that came to me in an image. Because I wrote it down afterwards. There was a couple people who visited me. There was Shiva, and then I went under into the ocean, saw Yemiya, got swept off into the air, met with what's her name? Ajay or Aja, and Ayao, with the air and the earth.
Okay, I don't know.
And
yeah, that was some of the research I'm learning too. They in my deck.
Yeah. And then there was the lightning struck, and then there was a fire. But from the lightning there was Oya. And it was basically the message was basically remembering your power. Like there's a lot of pieces of my soul that I gotta remember, because I've been through plenty of lifetimes, and like with like deep meditation and calling forth beings of like who I represented, what was represented in my soul. Like the aspects of it, the powers of it, and just help you remember. And the reason Shiva visited me was to help me recognize the duality in my being of chaos and order, pretty much.
Sure. Tapping into the power is actually not as difficult as you may think it is. It's pretty simple.
Yeah.
The challenge, though, the real challenge actually is being able to handle the energy. That's actually the bigger challenge. Which is something that I'm working on right now, figuring that out. How does that work? Yeah, which is why that's why I don't really talk so much about trying to tap into it, the energy, because I do understand that it can, if you are successful in tapping into it, you can run into some other issues. you know, for your body physically. And I want to be sure, and then that can, you know, deter you, and then, you know, make you not want to do it and stuff like that. So I'm trying to come up with a process where I can prepare the body properly, so that then when it's time to start tapping into those energies, your bodies can handle it, and you can, you know, properly grow with it.
Right. Because after that download, I was like, nope, let me work out, because I need to be strong. I need to be able to like effortlessly tap into it and channel it like on command, you know, because it is part of me. So let me go ahead and work out. I've been getting back into my flow of waking up in the morning and just doing something, even if it's like just some push-ups and sit-ups, like keeping my body active, exercising the muscles, like spiritually and physically.
Yeah, you want to keep the body, you know, conditioned. I'm trying to work out a diet plan that will assist me, because it is tricky though. It is tricky because because essentially food is, in some ways, I mean, it's very necessary, but it's also holding us back too. So I'm trying to figure out the quote unquote balance in that, or the way to wean off of the such a, because basically we're gonna have to like slowly wean off of the need for food, basically.
Yeah.
And slowly wean off of it, right? But it has to be done correctly or timed right, you know. And at the moment, you know, there's no one that professes they know how to really do this thing. So I'm trying to, you know, play with it and figure it out, you know. But like I said, we got about 19 and a half years, I think, of window time to figure it out. So, but even though with those 19 and a half years, each day is very important. So we can't play around too much with it. Can't play around.
Yeah. I think for me personally, I'm at more of a flow, or like a pattern when I am exercising more. Like I'll be eating the right stuff where my body would demand for like it to be electrolyzed, or just energized in general. I'll be feeding my body the right stuff that it needs, and that'll help with like cutting down on like the meats, cutting down on the snacks and sugars and all of that. You know, the stuff that's not feeding me. Because at one point I was at a system where I had woke up in the morning, had my sea moss, had my tea, burdock tea, had my herbs, and that conditioned my mind and my body to where I was at my most creative, I was at my strongest, and just getting back in. The more I exercise, really, the easier it is for me. To just be, you know.
Sure. Yeah, like someone here on YouTube has said, Isaac Des says, you can't wean off of food. You need food. Or they question you need food. I mean, and yes, it's true. You do need food. We all need food. But we only need food as long as we need food. That's like the best way I can put that. We all need food as long as we need food, right? So as long as we're at a certain level, then, you know, we have to stay at that level. Just like, you know, there are people who like need heroin, right? They need it. If they don't have it, they go into shock, or they need certain types of you know, drugs, Vicodin or something, right? They don't get it, they go into this shock. They go into these heavy, what do they call it? Withdrawals. You go through heavy withdrawals, right? You know, some people, if they're so hooked up on a certain drug, you know, they could die if they just go cold turkey off of it, right? So we do need food because of our addiction to it. Because of our addiction to it, right? But like for myself, but if done properly or done, you know, strategically, you find that you don't need as much food as you think that you need, right? Ultimately, the food is just that. Well, if you know what food does, all food does is it does two things. It stimulates. It actually causes you to breathe more deeply. That's one thing. You ever wonder, like, how is it that we eat so many toxic, fake foods, so many plastic foods, whether it's McDonald's, whether it's these different pizza places, right? How is it that we're able to eat so many fake foods that have zero nutritional value, and yet we can still live for 40, 50, 60, 70 years? How is that possible? It's because, one, you need to understand that this body is a machine. It's an organic machine. It's actually a little more advanced than that, though. It's like an organic spiritual machine, right? And this machine, all it requires to keep going is stimulation. All it requires is stimulation, right? A perfect example of that in movies is zombies. If you look at zombies, zombies are dead, but yet they're still moving. They're still attacking. They're still active. Because even though they are vibrationally dead, the body still has something to stimulate it to keep going. Has something to stimulate it to keep going, right? There are certain, like grasshoppers, I think other bugs too, like praying mantises, different like insects. Right? If the insect doesn't have any organs, it's going to die, right? But there's a certain parasite that it infects certain insects, and it slowly eats the organs of the insect. But the insect doesn't feel it. It doesn't know what's going on, and the insect doesn't die. And when the parasite is done feeding off the organs after it's had all its fill, the insect is still alive, and then the parasite will actually like tap into its nervous system, into the insect's nervous system, force it to jump into the like hot wires nervous system, force it to jump into the water and drown it, and have the insect drown its own self. And then after it drowns, the parasite comes out of the insect into the water and finds its next victim. Right. So then there's another perfect example of something that doesn't even have the organs needed to stay alive, and yet the insect stays alive.
Those not the parasites, the symbiotic relationships with the insects.
Right. And the parasite is what it's doing. It's just creating a charge to say, I'm just keeping you stimulated. You'll keep going. As long as something creates a charge, you'll stay alive, even though you're actually technically dead.
Yeah, that makes a whole lot of sense when you put it that way, because Doing DoorDash, I look at a lot of foods that I deliver. Like, y'all can eat this kind of food on a daily basis, and not notice the effects of it until you're actually breaking out all over the skin. You're dehydrated all the time because you're drinking nothing but soda, and you end up with like health problems like kidney failure or liver issues, and like it's because of this food that you're drinking. Like the food, yeah, it will sustain you and keep you going in those moments, but once that food is done eating up at you, you'll start to notice a deterioration in you until that food can no longer feed off of you. So it makes sense when you put it like that.
Yeah, the food, it feeds the parasites in your body, and those parasites do the same thing. They hijack the nervous system, and a lot of people should be dead already technically, but
And they keep you what's the word? They keep you reliant on it.
they're reliant on it because they want to feed off of that, those fake foods. And they make you, and the thoughts, the thing is, see, piracy, we think all of our thoughts are ours, right? There's a good portion of thoughts that are parasite thoughts.
Yeah.
They hijack our minds. Um, Parasites are intelligent. They are intelligent, just like humans are intelligent, just like animals are intelligent, right? Just like trees are intelligent. So parasites, bacteria, these are all intelligent things as well. These are all intelligent things as well. On top of that, food is a code. There's code. There's a code in food, and we know this when we see the movie The Matrix. In the Matrix movie, there's two prime examples. One is when Neo first meets the Oracle, and she's baking cookies, and she says, "When you finish eating this cookie, you'll feel right as rain."
Mm-hmm.
Right? You won't even be worried about all of this, the one stuff. Right? Because the cookie had a code written in it to change his emotions. Another example of this was in the second Matrix, where they went to go talk to the what's it called, the Merovingian, right?
Yeah.
And he created like this pie or cake or something, and he sent it to this woman, and it had her hormones raging, right? It was so the Matrix. See, this is why these spiritual concepts are very multi-layered. It's not just one layer to this thing. It's very deep, and it has a lot of, like I said, blind spots and a lot of glitches and things like that. Right. It's so when I say the Matrix, I'm not just talking about one thing. I'm talking about the multi-layered phenomenon. Uh, you know, but food has a code written in it, right? And that code, it changes our feelings, it changes our thoughts, our beliefs. It does all kind of different things to us, right? That changes our state.
Dependent. That was the word I was looking for.
So dependent, right? Dependent.
Yeah.
Right. Now you'll notice, like when we're born out of the womb, the first thing you need is air. It's not water, it's not food, it's none of those things. The only thing you actually need to live, to survive, is actually air. Everything else is secondary. Everything else is secondary, right? The main reason why we need other things beside air is, one, because of all the toxicities and whether it be in the air, whether it be in the vibrations because of what they call it, like Wi-Fi pollution or digital pollution, right? Those type of things. And then we just have this bad circulation when it comes to being inside of buildings because of the square concept that we're built in, so the air is not circulating properly. And then we're breathing too shallowly. We're breathing too often, right? So then this forces us to then have to rely more on water and to rely more on fruit and then rely more on vegetables and then rely more on herbs and then rely more on flesh. And we're actually relying on all of these things because we're not doing the most important thing properly, or really the two most important things properly. Let me clarify that. One is breathing. We're not breathing properly. We're also breathing too much and too fast. And two, maybe even more importantly, we are blocked from the spirit. I'll say the ether realm. We're blocked from the ether realm, right? From our dark matter, I guess you could say, to make it more like an easier concept to digest. Or source energy, right? We are blocked from source energy. Think about source energy. Source energy doesn't need to eat. Source energy doesn't need to breathe. Source energy doesn't need any sustenance to exist. It's just pure energy, right? Our chakras are actually vortexes, and those vortexes lead to source energy, right? So the more we can tap into source energy, also the less amount of outside foods that you need, right? The less breathing you can do, like per minute, right? I'm really training myself to breathe less and less. I depending on what I'm doing, if I'm just sitting down, I'll try to take a breath like every 30 seconds. If I'm, walking, then I'll try to take a breath every 20 seconds. And if I'm moving kind of like more gingerly, moving around faster, then I'll take a breath every 10 seconds or every 5 seconds, right? This is, hope is when I'm thinking about it. I try to think about it as much as I can. And then if I'm meditating, then I'm trying to go like take a breath like every minute or as close as I can to that concept, right? And I'm trying to train my body to the point to where sometimes I find myself just doing it naturally, where I'm just literally just holding my breath while I'm doing stuff, and then I'll let the air go and I'll do it again. And I'm trying to make it become as much of a background thing as possible, as a background thing as possible, right? Because I understand that part of how long this body can survive or live and how far it can go is based off of the breath as well. There is a concept of like we're kind of born with a certain amount of breaths in us, which may or may not be true, but it's probably more of like a metaphorical type thing. Probably not exact, but it definitely is a good indication because, and I'll end with this part right here, which is why is it that one of the main things that they push in the health world is making sure you get antioxidants in. Right? Do you know what an antioxidant is, Graffiti?
No, I'm not too familiar with the health studies on the body and whatnot.
Right. So, I don't know everything about the body and health and things like that, but I do know a decent amount of stuff, and I try to learn the important things, the things that people talk about the most.
Yeah.
Because usually I find that what people talk about the most and spew out the most is a thing that people don't even understand. They don't even understand what it is they're saying. They're just repeating something. So, an antioxidant, all right? Well, when we're talking about an antioxidant, well, you got the word antioxidant, Anti means against, right? We know that. Anti-hero, anti-Christ, whatever. That means something that's against or opposite or whatever. So the question is, what's an oxidant? Well, an oxidant is just a rogue oxygen. It's real simple. It's just a rogue oxygen, right? The very thing that we need to breathe and survive goes rogue in our own bodies. So the thing that we breathe also kills us.
Yeah, I heard about that part.
Right, but this how it happens. It's kind of like how you know your cells can turn to cancer and then kill you, right? It's like the same thing, right? So the question then becomes, well, how do you get these rogue oxygens? Every time you breathe, your body takes the oxygen, and when it combines the oxygen to the blood cells, your hemoglobin, in the middle of your hemoglobin, you have iron, right? So that's when they say when your iron levels are low and your energy levels are low because your iron levels are low. This is why, because the iron sits in the hemoglobin, and then when the oxygen comes around, an electron gets pulled off of the oxygen, and it crashes into the hemoglobin, into the iron. It creates a spark, boom, electricity. Now you're filled with energy. That's how that works, right? Now the rogue oxygen comes in. This is the thing. When you understand, I guess, chemistry, all atoms on the periodic table have a certain amount of electrons on them. And then when they lose an electron, they become unstable. And when they become unstable, that's when they become a problem. So the oxygen, you breathe it, it helps you. But now it's unstable because you took something from it. And it needs to restabilize itself. And if your body doesn't get rid of it fast enough, it'll just take the electron back, basically. But it won't take it back from the same blood cell it got it from. It'll take it back from any random place that it happens to run into. It might take it from the bones. It might take it from the muscles. It might take it from the organs. Who knows where it might take it from, right? And now you have an issue because your body starts going out of whack because things are being removed that shouldn't be removed. So your body's supposed to be able to naturally remove these rogue oxygens. But because we breathe so quickly, we like average somewhere between, like, I think the average person, I think, breathes anywhere from like 18 to 30 breaths a minute, right? When we need to be breathing somewhere around like 5 or 6 breaths a minute. So we're breathing anywhere from like 18 on a low end to like 30, which is like crass. Like people who are really like overweight, they're breathing like 30 breaths. So like that's like a breath every 2 seconds, up and down, right? So when you're breathing so fast, the air mixes. New air and old air keeps mixing, and you don't push out all the old air because you're breathing in new air too fast, and this is so you're mixing all this air. And then the body ends up losing track and is unable to have enough time to remove the old air and to remove those rogue oxygens. So you have all of these, what they call them, free radicals. So when they say, I need antioxidants to get rid of the free radicals. Radicals, we think about when someone's radical, those are the ones who are violent and tearing things up. Those are the rogue oxygens, the radical oxygens, right? So the antioxidants are just when you eat certain fruits like blueberries and raspberries and certain types of berries, and they just have enzymes in them, and those enzymes have a specific role. Our body will use those specific enzymes, which is just an enzyme is a cell that can move, basically. It can move and do stuff. So, and it takes those enzymes and says, oh, great, we needed some reinforcements. We needed some help. We needed some janitors to come clean up all these rogue oxygens. So the enzymes, you eat it from the berries, they go into the body, they pick up all the extra free radicals, all the extra oxygens, and then you end up pooping or peeing it out, and the enzymes are pulling it out with you. They're pulling everything out, right? So that's the whole concept behind that, right? And because now imagine if you are breathing and you're either breathing really, really slowly in and out, or you're holding your breath and then breathing it out and then slowly breathing in. You give your body all the time it needs to collect oxygen, take those free radicals, put them in a little space, a little bubble, little ball, and then kick it right back out when it's time to kick it out. Right? This way too, you don't run into issues like and I've heard people. I heard someone say this, and I don't know if there's any actual proof of it, but the idea makes sense though. Where think about what oxygen does to metals. It oxidizes metals, doesn't it? It creates rust. It creates rust. And in order to keep the iron or copper or anything from rusting, you have to keep cleansing it. You have to keep cleansing it. Well, if you're just bombarding something with oxygen and never having time to cleanse it, which is what your body naturally does, if you just keep breathing in and out too quickly, never giving your body time to cleanse the air, cleanse the oxygen, cleanse your iron, cleanse your blood cells. Your body has to scrub your blood cells as well, right? If you don't give your body enough time to do that, your body rusts. Your blood rusts. And when it rusts, it creates blood clots. And you start getting inflammations. And you start getting all these other issues in the body, which will then force you to get herbs, eat more fruits, drink more water. It forces you to eat more because you're trying to cleanse out the bad breathing that you've been doing. All right. But the majority of, so then just to finish it off, then the answer to it all is yes, you need to breathe less. But two, you got to tap into, we all have to tap into the ether, into source energy, because source energy does not require any breath. It does not, it's just pure energy itself. So the more source energy, the more we open up our chakras, the more source energy we tap into, right? The less of food and even air that we will need. I see.
Science lesson with Logas. We got the spiritual and the science lesson today.
Oh yeah, because they all work together. They all work together. You can't. If you try to practice one without the other, you are going to run into a wall. You're going to run into a trap. You're going to run into some kind of blockage, right? You have to use all the sources. You have to mix. I like to mix the science with the spirituality, with the metaphysics, with the anime, with the dreams, with the intuition, with just experiences, with what other people may say to me.
It cut out.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, yeah. Well, I like to just mix in everything, and the reason why I like to mix in every single thing, every aspect of life, to try to put the pieces together to how to get out the matrix, is because I understand that the matrix is constantly trying to find ways to box us in, right? So when you see things like what Frida Jules was talking about, the Metatron cube, right? Or we all live in these cubicles, right? These are all built to box us in, right? But they say that you have to think outside of the box.
Right.
You have to think outside of the box. And in order to think outside of the box, my personal opinion, the best way to do that is to keep changing the box that you're thinking in. I'm constantly changing the box that I'm thinking in. And every time I switch, well, in order to change the box, you have to jump out of a box and jump into a new box, right? Well, that brief moment when you're out of the box, you're going to get a different idea that nobody else is thinking about or talking about.
Right.
And you're going to jump back into another box. Boom. You're like, oh, snap. I just got this new epiphany, this new download that I can add in, right? And then before the matrix catches up to you and says, like, now we got you, you jump into a new box. And while you're in the air again, you're like, new idea, new concept, new perspective, and then you land to another box, right? And that's the game that that I'm playing, and that we have to play if you want to, in my opinion, if you want to get out of this matrix trap.
I see. That was a good way to round it all up.
Ashe. Awesome.
Right.
Good to have you on,
of
Graffiti.
course.
You are welcome. Thanks for being on. And we will see you again tomorrow. Actually, yeah,
Peace.
Duüblé will be on tomorrow. I won't be. I'll be out of town tomorrow, but I'll be back on.
Okay.
I'll probably be back Monday night.
I will catch you when you get back.
Ashe.
Peace.
Peace. Let's see what this. Before I go, let me look in the chat real quick. We got Sydney Kayla says true, but the oxygen in the atmosphere has been so tampered with. Ashe. Sunlight too. Ashe. Yeah, it's definitely very useful. Let's see. Say wrong emojis. Right, thinking outside of the box requires healing, I believe. I mean, yeah, sure, you could, I'm sure that's part of the process, right? Let's see. Isaac Des says, I love the energy. I love that you're trying to understand something with depth. There's a lot of wrong with modern fruits and foods, and a lot of right with it. Selective breeding of fruits is what drove. Ashe. Breathing is necessary to maximize the exchange rates and the diffusion of oxygen. The exchange rate and the diffusion of oxygen. I mean, yeah, breathing is necessary, right? In order to diffuse oxygen, right? That is correct. So I wouldn't disagree with that, right? It just makes sense that it's like trees. Trees live off of carbon dioxide. So that's an indication that not all and then trees don't have lungs. They don't have a mouth, right? Plants don't have lungs. They don't have a mouth. They don't have a nose, but yet they breathe. How are they breathing? You don't see them. They don't see them, vibrating in their breath. You don't see them expanding and closing, right? So what I'm saying is that there are possibilities, and we can see this in real life, that there is possibilities that a living organism, like a cell, right, can quote unquote breathe without breathing in the way that you may historically think. think about, like, there's certain, it's very rare, but there's certain instrumentalists, like wind instrument players, who can blow into the wind instrument while breathing in air through the nose at the same time. Right? So the air breathing cycle is constant. They're blowing out air, they're breathing in. It's just one big flow. Right? So it's showing us that, what the limitations that we think breathing is actually has much greater potential. It has a much greater potential. You may even just like, so if a tree, I mean, don't they say that, hey, if you keep the they say you wear certain materials on your skin, it doesn't allow your skin to what? To breathe. Or your hair to breathe, your scalp to breathe. You're covering your body with certain things. It's like it needs to breathe, right? So there's an indication that we breathe in more than just through the nose and through the mouth, right? Even the earth itself, the earth is not breathing in oxygen onto the planet, right? It's not breathing in oxygen, but yet it's somehow created this ecosystem of life, right? Without collecting oxygen from the outside. Where is it getting it from? Somehow it's creating its own system. How is it creating its own system? It has to be getting it from somewhere, right? It would make sense that it would be getting that energy from some sort of divine source. From some divine source, right? So if we're intelligent beings made in the image of some higher intelligent being, why can't we tap into that same source? Right? To where we could, now that's not necessarily not breathe anymore, but not breathe in the conventional way that you see us breathing. He says, the goddess that I met in this life taught me how to breathe without inhaling. Ashe. Ashe. Right? Because the body's always breathing. Even when you're exhaling, it's still breathing in. The skin is still breathing. Right? It's just not breathing in enough. All oxygen does, all air does is give you a charge. You can get the charge from, that's what water does, what fruit does, it gives you a charge, right? Essentially, that's the main thing it gives you is a charge. So, as long as you're able to get the charge, then even breath wouldn't be necessary, right? Does a robot need to breathe? And you may say, well, it's not alive. I mean, it's doing everything that me and you can do. If we create an AI robot and it can do all the things that we can do, what's the difference? What's the difference? It's alive, right? So it's conscious. Something can be conscious and alive without quote unquote breathing. We can build it already, right? A car doesn't need oxygen in order to live. You might say, well, it's machines. We're machines. We're machines. It has metals in it. We have metals in ourselves. We have copper inside of us. We have gold inside of us. We have iron inside of us. Literally, we have iron in our blood. How are we not? Right? So there's a thing centered around this. There's something to be said about this whole breath thing and food in general. So we'll go ahead and end it there. We'll say Ashe, Asante, and Amen. Ime Kamalika, it is done. And Duüblé, we'll see you guys tomorrow, and I will see you on Monday. Ashe.